Okay, good morning, everyone. This is Michael Venezia, head trader and one of the coaches as we get viewers and add people. Well, now it's getting plural. It's always good as well as we get viewers with an S. Okay, it is a Monday morning. It is April 25th, a little after 11 o'clock Eastern. Now, you know what I mean? Like I was just saying to Lewis on TradeGATEHub, that it's 11:05 Eastern, and what we were trading for an hour and a half. Although I was up at 4 a.m., it's 11 Eastern, and I was trying to position and get a feel for what's going on. Most of all, when I woke up, I wanted to see if anything had volume, meaning if the volume was there, I wanted to know just how much, if it was capitulation and whatever instrument might have been. So I didn't really see any. I really didn't see much fear of the sporting either. As a matter of fact, things were very orderly this morning, and we made a little pop in the futures just before we signed on. Now we're back near the lows. So, I mean, listen, the rotation is nothing more. I mean, the rotation is evident. That's number one, or prevalent, or whatever you want to call it. Chevron's down 6, ConocoPhillips down 6. PayPal's up $1. Twitter got taken over, if you will. That's yet to be determined, but it seems like it's good. Tesla down 14. LI, I sold that 50 cents ago. We'll get back to what's moving right now. I don't want to get off, but all the notes that I took over the weekend are this, okay? Considering, let's log into TradeGATEHub. Right here, the main room. Good morning, Coach. Great videos, by the way. You want to learn how to trade and make money on the market, go to press that red button on the top right and go to last week's videos, any one of them on Coach. I was a little bit more sporadic, but we've always been saying that we're not putting new money to work. I even said that when the market rate made a rally. You know what I mean? It's only, we'll look at the earnings. Oh, you know what? As long as I'm on the subject. Okay, it's a Monday morning, obviously. Netflix was the one that actually brought down the market, the big earning play, if you will, so far. And this is who we had this week: Facebook, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, PayPal, and Google. I mean, it makes up right there. Whatever percent of the Nasdaq it is recently, that's the majority of it. And by the way, going even back to something like this, even like the well, yeah. Well, I wanted to listen. Like I said, there was better. Appreciate the coach. And the VIX approached 30, which right now it's 30 and a half. There's no real reason. Like I said 1,000 times, I'm not stepping up any new money. But when the VIX is above 30, that's all you really need as a seasoned trader and somebody who's been articulating trades, good or bad. VRU's up to. I didn't see that one. But, wow. Okay, so getting back to Monday morning, VRU. I had to keep my eye on this one. Resumption trade, VRU. Okay. So this is who we have into earnings so far this week. So, you know what I mean? You want to gamble, that's fine. You're up in positions. Maybe you want to, buy or write a call against the part. Okay. So we have Facebook as well as Lewis's 3 Minnesota mining. Let's see how Roku, if the baby's out with the bathwater, is almost becoming an obsolete instrument, if you will. Chevron, Texaco, the big daddy as well. Valero, everything, all best of breeds, arguably in every sector, are this week. RTX, Colgate, Intel, JetBlue, not the best of breed, but Visa is, Caterpillar is, Southwest arguably maybe after United had wonderful earnings, it's pulling back. It's only down $1 here too, acting well. Pepsi, a major gauge of the consumer of the cyclicals, what's going on, or consumer staples, shall I say. Coca-Cola had earnings, and this is what I said. Look at this. This is what I meant to say. And maybe it's a little of that value added. It's not to pat anybody on the back, but it followed with the rotation. Let's look at this one. What did I say? It's important because it doesn't make this type of moves that often. How did I miss this thing? It's about Coca-Cola. Where's the freaking thing? I'm not giving up. Here you go. Okay. Coke. This is Coca-Cola had earnings. And let's look at this here. You know what? In the old days, as a junior trader, I probably would have made more money today because this would have been on one of the lists that I had to trade with. And I wasn't allowed to trade Google, or Google wasn't allowed. I wasn't allowed to trade Dell Computer or Nokia or Northern Telecom. This is Coke. Okay, so Coke had earnings today. How often do you see Coca-Cola have a $2 range on huge $2 range on huge volume on numbers. So Pepsi has earnings tomorrow. Let's see what's going on, or this week. So let's see what Pepsi's. So you know what? Maybe these consumer staples are turning around. Just look at Moss. Look at CF. You know what I mean? Just broke. It broke when once it broke that rope. That's it. How about let's look at the oil. Chevron Texaco. Look at that. All of a sudden. So right there, Chevron Texaco in 3 days has given back. What date is that? March 22nd. February 28th, March 1st, let's say. There's almost 2 months of gains in 3 days. 2 months. You're looking huge and you turn around. Pardon me. What else? We're looking at semiconductors. Coach made a good call on the SMH. I believe he says he was looking at it 228, 230, 228, 230. Correct me if I'm wrong. I did get to 232. You're not going to always catch the bottom, but it was a good eye. Once I saw AMD opened up $2 today. And you know what? AMD was strong all morning. It was the buy green. Lewis pointed it out. And that tipped off the hand a little bit. So there was MU, could have bought dead in the hole. Long Island, New York, I think I made a nice trade here. If I'm jumping around, I apologize because I'm getting back to more. Long Island, loading up, 21.13. Selling Long Island, 22.30. Good sale because it went back there. It's holding in. It was listen, I was throwing a dart. 230, coach, noted. You know what? Where's the SMH now? You know what? Still, well, it had a nice move. The volume there is nice on SMH, but you know what? What I'm doing is I'm not practice when I'm preaching. What we're going to do is keep going to the routine, and then we get talking into trades. So I don't want to be jumping around because what we do here is a TradeGATEHub is be consistent. That's number one. Okay. Pardon. So going into today, my notes were this. Going into today, so I'm going to try to keep it precise and clean and neat. I don't have to repeat for anybody with TradeGATEHub. There's our macro views. Go over it. Twitter. This was great information. Which Mike Santoli gets it. Just please go over it. This is where we can short-term market sentiment. And by the way, things are different this time. There's no saying that we can't. We're still way oversold. It doesn't mean when we're oversold in these similar types of conditions, uncertain conditions, although fear might be a little bit different, but it's similar. We could stay oversold for some time. So be careful with the sentiment. If not, sentiment is better being tactical, not for, I'm not putting long-term money to work. It doesn't mean I'm wrong. It doesn't mean I'm right. But even if sentiment's oversold, it doesn't mean that. It's short-term tactical sentiment. And this is what holds me off. S&P futures still. There's not much fear. I think everything today was quite clean and orderly and still is to a degree. Let me make sure on the page. You know what I mean? I think it's orderly. I don't have any fear. The VIX is only 30. One fear, that's 40. Nasdaq still. I mean, there have been worse situations. Credit default swaps. It's no surprise that I'm not alone, but I was calling a little bit early. This is the problem. Fear. This is not. We were at extreme fear a couple of weeks ago, meaning we're not even as fearful as we was, and we were lower. There's coaches call on SMH. I get it. And with the volatility like this, it probably could have broke it at 230, which is, and by the way, that was the advice what I would give. And if I'm looking at the SMH there, I'm saying, if it's going to hit 230, there are a lot of stops there with a fast market. You're probably going to get a better fill at 228 or 229. I know why coach said it. Great idea. Just didn't get there yet. Unfortunately, the market bounced a little bit. I'm saying bounced. I didn't say bottom. Total put call. Okay. So outside of those two major events, which was COVID and that Christmas holiday of whatever it was, 2019, outside of those two extraneous events, go to here, go to here, to go here. This is the times where we bounce a little bit. By the way, it's yet to be determined if one of these events happen. It could be the rate situation. People calling for a rate change on a daily basis, and bigger people too. And it started that way with the Ukraine war, and that's been going on now. So we don't know how long this is going to go. I'm not comparing the two, but Goldman, they threw in the towel. They said enough. The most since in a year and a half. They're lightly positioned. What they probably did? They probably sold their commodities and are just waiting for everything to settle out. I don't know that, but they said, enough is enough. Drawdown risk levels. We've seen lower, right? Hedge fund exposure, whatever. crude and gold sentiment right in the middle. Although if you're listening to Coach, you're short crude on the open, or it continue or adding to the position, if you will. I haven't listened to the 9:30 video, and that's why I'm going to click to the top right, this red button, and listen to Coach's on TradeGATEHub, because 9:30 obviously I'm an equity trader. Market closes. Pardon, we're not going to get a lot of help with the squeeze of the SPY gamma exposure. We're still around right here. And in these type of markets, although dealers might be short a little bit, I don't think there's so much overhead supply that they can relax a little bit more, unless there's some V type of real major news. It's all right. Let me ride the winner's short down until the gamma makes sense. Sector sentiment, we're all pinned, and I understand why Coach got the semi idea. It's even lower now. Well, they're actually somewhat of a positive. I get it. Good call, Coach. Panic indicator. We're not that panicked. This is the other one from the major Jesus feed. Bank of America investors just pulled a massive $17 billion out of global equities, but they did just start. So, you know what I mean? It leads me to believe that there's more money to be sold on a bounce. Even today, it showed that on a micro view. Helene's charts. Listen, XLE, it's broken now. I don't care how thick the pencil is. Ooh. GLD. You have two experts here now telling you what GLD is doing. XME, same thing, Helene. Equity put call ratio, align it. Dow Jones. Top tech funds this week. Go to hedge fund, follow him. He's on my Twitter feed. PayPal, decent idea. I traded this morning. I had a nice profit in it. But you know why I took a profit in it? Because I'm not willing to take a position. I said it a million times. I'm not willing to take the position into PayPal. I was up whatever it is, $4 in it. You know what I mean? When I'm going to start building a position on it now, even though I'd rather it be down 9. I'm not chasing this thing up. The week ahead, earnings for the week, as I said, economic calendar, upgrades, downgrades. This is the bottom line, and why we rallied too early this morning. And I agree, and everybody was looking for the same thing. I get it, but it still works. If we're going to start to get a washout by Tuesday, we need a real down open. We didn't have I think we were down 45, or if we'll go to the charts after 44 handles, that was nothing. You know what I mean? It was a percent, although on a percentage, I think it was maybe 6.6% or something, but I wasn't fearful. I was pissed they weren't down that much. No, excuse me, annoyed. A Twitter macro charts go over year-to-date returns. This is 3.5 months. Shopify, you're down 65%. PayPal, in 3.5 months, you're down to 50%. Forget about last year. This was a key, what was going on this morning. SMH, there I go again. Good call. I wanted to join the trade. It's a good call. I was hoping it got to 229. I don't even care if it went to 228. I liked it. It would have came back and done a retest of the trend line, hopefully with some volume and held. That was the dream setup. It still might go on. SMH is 234. The high today was 237. Gave away back half the gains. Friday's movers with range. There's the menu. Pre-market movers. That told you about Coke. Okay, let's get more. The VIX plus minus a 30 is something to watch today. Obviously, Alcoa, Microsoft, and Bank of America is good to watch. Power inflection point, good day trade. Am I going to start building a 20, 30,000 share position in Power? No, I'm not. If I'm going to do it, it's certainly not going to be in that one. But I thought it came into an inflection point to take a trade. Everybody's trades are right here. Go over them later. That's why, again, I mean, I posted some things real time. For example, the market made a nice move up. So as the market made a nice move up, you want to see what wasn't going down, as Tim would say, what was acting relative, where was the relative weakness as the Qs were going up, and that was evident in the other ones right here. Okay. This is what I said here. Stocks breaking down now. So as the market was making a nice move, when the market rips, then you look at this, what's not going, what's breaking lower. So hold that into account. Write it down if you have to. Where am I? Write it down if you have to. Hold on. Anybody emailing me? Anybody giving me any messages? Everybody's pinging me. Something's going on. Oh, it's all right though. Okay, so what I wanted to continue. You know, when the put call spikes, as I said before, it gets outside the norm. You know, outside of a major liquidity event like COVID or something, that's usually a sign for a tactical bottom. Uh, Everything right now, as I say, it does have the ingredients of a bear market. The cleanest opportunity are in names. We have to look where the option flow is. And if the option flow correlates with the markets, that's something we buy in. This has been, listen, bottom line is today in last week's video, and that's what it's been the same game plan all along. It's better now that the VIX is over 30 because it's more conducive towards day trading or tactical trading. But until earnings are over, I don't think anybody's stepping up in anything. And if they do, bravo, and they should get paid for it. But I'm not doing it right now. Like I said, I want to let the earnings season clean up. I believe the Fed's not speaking until again there's no Fed speak, I think, until the 3rd of the 5th. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, give or take a day. I will correct that, but there's no Fed speak for some time to knock things off kilter even more. And always keep in mind, you're not going to nail the low. Yeah, if you want to try to nail your low, have to piece in time. SMH is a nice move up right here. Okay. Right. You know what? The most bullish thing that could happen right now is a concrete move on the Fed, or when this happens, the air comes out of this, the credit default swaps. This is it. It's almost like we had to learn what the gamma squeeze was over again. As you know, that was a big trade last 6 months of the year. This is it. Hold on. This is it right here. It's all that matters. And I'm not going to say that you can ask anybody. That's what's going on. So we have to see what that happens here. All right. So let's go to see what's going on right now. Hold on. Markets all over. Plus the Nas is bouncing a little bit. New share. Let's share screen. This is my screen. Mike V, how you doing? So we're having, by the way, we're having CLR breaking low, commodities breaking low, MOS breaking low, Devon Energy, EOG, CPE. This one faked me out. CPE, elevator down. Come on here. Elevator down. Listen, that's why those freaking quadruple tops never work. Now it's at the 200-day. Now it's at the Mike V 3-day down. Oh, no. I can't believe I saw it. So the stock's going from 65 to 50, the whole number at the 200-day. 15 points down with huge volume. It's not what I wanted to see. Let's see if it bounces. Let's go to the weekly. It's not a good thing when you go to the weekly. You guys know what I'm talking about. All right. CPE. If you think the oil trade is over, like the coach, you're not interested. But if you're a tactical trader, you know, I'm not saying it's going back to 70 by any means. That trade's over. But CPE near the 50, keep in mind, see what it does there. I'd start a little bit, maybe a couple of thousand shares. Almost like a hedge. Long Island, NTNX. I sold some of that. RAD. X-Pun, you rat bastard. ACAD, where's my PayPal? Buying and selling this all day. So it's basically where it was, where I sold it. What else is moving? Bottom line is plug, blah. Didn't leave anything on the table. Twitter, blah. Square. But the only thing, Etsy, the only GLD coach could call, man. Alcoa, didn't get stubborn. There we go. Alcoa started buying. This is Alcoa. Maybe I should be shorting these things, but I'm not the best at shorting 3 days down. Alcoa, third day down, I took a stab. I started buying it at 64.20. I actually started adding to it at 65.50. So my price was what, 64.5? Then I saw it couldn't go. I said, I'm out. Remember when I said on TGH right here, I'm selling at 65, good sale. Now it's going to break this triple bottom, 63.5. That was my original price. Go to the weekly. I have not an interest now. Maybe if the rotation works, but this is the way I originally wanted to buy it here. This is the weekly. So I'm not going to touch it until 62, even for a trade at 62. Next, what else is going there? Roadblocks, I punted. I bought that today. I didn't want to, you know what? Bought it, sold it. I said, I don't want to, I don't want to even get involved in this turn. Bought it right away, made it $65, paid for lunch. You know, maybe it goes on me, but that trade hasn't been working. So I'm not doing it. JD acting well. SC, Lewis. These I wanted to buy too. Where's the win? Win's not going, Lewis, but these other ones are going. SC had some bull flow. I wouldn't talk anybody out of trying SE here. Bob had some bull flow. Where's the ES now? Where's the minis? Today. So this is it. The double line in the sand, 42.10. Now, where was my quote the last time on the minis or the futures? Where's our revamp plan? It's on TG. Hold on, I'll go here. The freaking thing. Our revamp plan is here, TGH. Get that out of here. What's the revamp plan for today, right before it came on? It is the plan, it's been working. See that we get more people communicating? Okay. So small sign 42.55. We clipped 42.05. Did we clip 42.05? Oh, hold on. Remove all trend lines. That is 40. Let me go to a week. Let me go to 2 weeks. Okay, that's 2 weeks. You share right here. Pardon. So we clipped 42.05. You share again. What's the plan? And by the way, coach was calling for 4,200. Okay, so now far 42.55 was resistance. Let me mark that on the chart. And that is the number, and you'll see why. Okay, I marked that down just so we'll go here. Now comes the big test. Bolson reclaimed 42.55, 42.80. That's obvious. I could have guessed that without even looking at the plan again. And then 43.60, 43.10 is big. You get the 43.10, got everything. Okay, this is the plan on futures. And this is the plan, and it has been the last, well, except for 4,200. That was coach's plan. Let me get going here. This is it. And go back to TradeGATEHub because you can replay this again. So we held the 42.06. 42.50 is important. Why? Because that was a 2-day move up with volume. Hold on, let me take my thing here off. Right here, 42.50. We get it past 42.50, then we start talking trend line. Then it's 42.80 and obviously 43. You know, this is then it breaks the trend line 43 right there. So those are the moves. What's up, Lewis? All right, so there we are. At least the ES levels. Nasdaq going positive again. And TNX, we're ripping. Yeah, listen, I wouldn't listen. The shorts, it's right now. It's 11:30. Wouldn't you come? Yeah, I think it's I don't load, Lewis. I don't know. It's, you know what I mean. Time to load. Probably right. What am I doing right now? My positions are ripping. NTNX, you know, it's already up 4%. I wish I'd have put it lower. Here's my screen. You know, I'll give you your answer, Lewis. It's right here. Bar chart. New share. Range. You see this? Stocks. This, by the way, is a free site. Range. New share. Range. Barchart.com. It's right next to my stock screener. So let's look at range for the day so far. Okay, range change for today. And it's 11:30. So this has the biggest range so far with good volume. I'm not interested in these small ones. VERU. I said this, I wrote it right before I was going down on the thing. VERU, that's circled. VERU. Okay. LLL, not interested. I need a big cap. I need volume in a big cap. What has range and what has reversal. That's all I'm interested in, volume. Nasdaq's freaking flying all over the place. Verizon breaking low. Or let's go to this one. I'm sorry, I'm wasting your time with this. This is slow. Low TTQ again. Yeah. I mean, Microsoft's up $1, Apple's down $1.50. You know, Twitter finally got taken over. Is there any volume here? Square. I mean, listen, Lewis, like I said, look who we have for earnings tonight. I mean, look at the earnings list. Every opinion is going to be wiped out upon what's going to happen tonight. And just like how we talked off Gerard, off of taking Tesla, I can't talk, I think the better trade's worth after earnings. You know what I mean? The rotation is acting proper right now, although the market's very volatile. Verizon breaking low, thank God. So I don't know. I would be hypocritical saying it's right to take the TQQQs. Gold is breaking lower. Just You know what I mean? I've been saying too, it's stock picking. I bought the TQQQs because I'm not 24 anymore and I can't buy a basket of 10,000 shares of 8 stocks. So I just looked at the TQQQs. Individual names are where they are. Best of breeds. You know, Roblox has been down 28 days in a row. It's up 11 cents. What is that a turnaround? Tesla's still down $7. There's NIO being up down $1 to only up 5 cents. Is that the turnaround? I don't know. The right things are going down right now. Right things meaning, if you want to buy the Qs, the GDX is breaking lower, MOS is breaking lower. I'll show you my screen if I'm not showing it. But this is the Qs, right? When you asked me this question, I said, it might not look bad. And this is where they were. You know what I mean? It was 2 minutes ago. They just dropped 60 handles. So at any moment, you know what I mean? I can't say load the TQQs. Believe me, I want to load up. I love freaking saying that. And I love having confidence in it, just not to say it. Caterpillar here is breaking low. There's Cat. That's what you want to see. But Cat's approaching its 200-day as well. So just tactical trade, Lewis. You know what I mean? Let's go to this page. Hold on. And I do got to go. Stock scanner. New share. New share. Okay, all you should care about here. Up high on relative volume. SBFM. Are there any one of the stocks that we could be interested long term? D-Dog looks okay. That's one that we trade. Penn, interesting. 2% of its volume on a reversal. Well, actually, it's not one. That's a different one. Recount or broke a 52-week low and went above it yet. A retest. Look at that one. Snowflake was positive all morning. AI, dog. FUTU, the China stock. So we had a couple of China stocks with good relative volume. How about PDD? Reclaiming a 6-month low. All right. Google, there's one. Google has a 1.5% of its volume as of 11:30. Also doing the same thing as PDD. So these are one. Look at Square. Reversal. XPEV. Reclaim. So a lot of these, go to this one. This is the key, Lewis. Or let's go to breakout on the day. What's breaking out on the day? And then go to time. Very simple. VUZI, that's a Chinese stock. VERU, that's been a lot on scanners. Let's look at new highs in general. Well, you know what? Let's look at new lows in general. What's been making new lows on the day? DWAC, Juniper. So there are some semis. Juniper and Texan are big stocks. John Deere still breaking low. CVS and Dollar General is still breaking low. So you know what? Alco is breaking low. It's going to get down to my price. I got to go. I'm only kidding. So right now, making new lows, and when I'm talking about new lows, I'm talking about, look at this, it just lit up. So something's going on. So my new lows are lighting up. And by the way, so let's moving down now. Let's moving down the last 5%. So AI is going down. DNA is going down the last 5 minutes, percentage-wise. VRU, so there's too much. Listen, it's 11:30 a.m. Yeah, 11:30 a.m. It's almost lunchtime. It's time to do some homework and write down stocks breaking higher, stocks breaking lower, and what you have your eye on. That's all. This is research time. It's not any time to chase. So there's my answer there. Caterpillar breaking low. Zim, everybody's favorite Zim. 2 weeks ago, everyone's favorite. Cut in half. It's a shipper, by the way. Futures. So the answer is, I'll even answer your answer again. Make sure I'm sharing here because this is the answer as I sign off. Where the fuck is the thing? Share. Hold on. Futures are here. My question to buy the load up in the Qs was, hold on. That's why I sold it. Now I'm down in the freaking things. Here's the TQQQ as we approach 11:35. Going near the low. The futures, right here. 42. Oh, futures as we're speaking on air of a retest. And by the way, that's not what you want. This is a triple retest of the 4207. So listen, it's do or die here. This is a triple retest. This is the time you want Verizon breaking low. What's near the high? Rad breaking low, you bitch. I should have sold this. I wanted to sell this right on the air. 735. Now I'm down 3,000. A bad trade. JDD is the futures. This is all it right here. The third test of the 4306. And the last thing I'm going to do is go to the option flow as the futures were testing that low. And where are we? New share, Twitter feed. Get this off there. Rig bullish, AUPH bullish, Hewlett Packard bullish. Not what you want to see as the futures go lower. British Petroleum. There you go. Mostly isolated flow from individual names. Don't make any market calls. QQQ bearish, Apple bearish, Q's bearish. But you know what? I go back a half an hour. Look what you see. Q's bullish, Snow bullish, BAC bullish. But you know what? It didn't matter. Well, maybe BAC is bullish now. BAC worked a little bit, Lewis. There's the BAC trade here. Maybe you'll get the right type of trade in BAC. Anyway, we got to let it go. Maybe in next session with coaching, talk with sectors outperforming recession. We can talk about which sectors outperform in recession, but we have. Coach talks about, we've been talking about the recession of commodities and, for the past couple of weeks, just go to TradeGATEHub. Am I right, Coach? I appreciate that. But, if we talk about what outperforms in recession, that's kind of taking a lot of steps back. We'll do it, but you know what I mean? You should know that by now. But whatever. All right, so we held the 42.20. They bounced again nicely, man. They're all over the place. All right, so 42.10 is the line in the sand. So everybody have a plan. We'll see you a bit later. Trade well. And I'm going to do something right here. Hold on. Okay, everybody. So I'll post the earnings after the close. I mean, before the close, and that's when I'm doing something right now. Zoom breaking higher, Fastly breaking higher, MQ, PayPal up again. Okay. Yeah, Lewis, you want to pay attention to what happens in rotation? Follow all our videos. It's very simple. Or as I say, I'll show my screen again. This is the part of the this part right here shows recession. The screen area right here, Chevron, Moss, banks, and gold. That's it. And then technology shows anti-recession as well as drugs. And that's it. You know what I mean? Or do some constructive reading, or if you really want to know what comes in more recessionary, I'll say it 1,000 times. I only follow 49 people, but you want to follow somebody recession? Follow her feed and read her feed for about a half a day, and you'll know what stocks go, Lewis. Really, or go back to our videos. Okay, so everybody trade well, have a plan. Went a little overboard. If I threw too much in there, I will answer all questions, just like I did Lewis's after lunch, and I come back and after I have my plan, so I could share with you. So cheers, trade well.